Alright, guys, let's get to it. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to explain before we jump in here. Now, this is, we're updating the Yellow Coin LR tier list. This is with the LR androids. Now, the LR androids, they are so good. It's stunning to me. Again, the year of the best CZAs ever continues. The androids are so powerful. I could have done a top 10 overall LR list, but I decided to just do a Yellow Coin LR one, only because I don't know what New Year's is going to be. I think there's a very good chance that New Year's could be LRs. I think New Year's, it could be LRs, could be TRs, could be Share Global, could be not Share Global. I think all four scenarios are in play and just as reasonable as the other. I'm not really sure where that will go. So if that would happen, I mean, almost assuredly a Dokkan Fest LR for New Year's would be top 10. So, like, I'd be updating it anyway. So I figured I'll just do a Yellow Coin LR tier list with that, right? We'll get to the androids in 2 seconds. They're very good. I want to start by talking about one unit in particular who I did not rank. Wait, I don't even have their picture in here. All right, well, okay. I should make sure to add them after this. Yeah, Broly, Chila, and Lemma. I don't even have their picture here. I think you could rank them here. Now, I don't know. I love dodge. I do love guaranteed dodge, but I'm not all the way there with that character. But like, they're gimmicky enough that, like, people, I expect, like, I always get like quotes, it's, oh my god, you're so stupid because character 6 is in front of character 7. Oh my god, worst ever. But like, people will bring up this character, and I feel like it is valid. But like, if we start really talking about what they do with the guaranteed dodge, I don't, like, just like sliding them in at 10, I don't know, like, could we get them as high as like 3 on this list? 4 on this list? It's a very difficult character to rank. I don't know, and it requires massive amounts of luck, a lot of orb changing, very specific setups. I'm gonna refrain from ranking them, but that is one character where, I mean, you could probably make a decent argument to slide them all over the place, like in front of this LR, but maybe behind that LR. Well, no, I will put him in front of this LR. Like, it's a tough character. With the, because remember, at 7 orbs obtained, they have 100% dodge, 100%. So that obviously is very good. Let's just go ahead and jump in. I'm gonna start with LR Spirit Bomb Goku right here. Actually, we can go ahead and grab number 9 too, which is Baby. Now, in the last list, people were screaming, oh my god, there's no way Baby is worse than Spirit Bomb Goku. Maybe. I mean, I don't know that I really care too much. I feel like Goku is probably a little bit better than Baby, but, and there also is like maybe like stronger setups we could use Goku on, but why would we use this guy? The answer is you wouldn't, right? Like, you look at all these teams, this guy's like the 30th option on, like, I don't know, Bond and Parent and Child of Power Wishes. There's so many options before we would get to this guy. They made him for a particular type of content, which they have, to be fair, released stages for him. The Cybermen event, and then there's also the, what was the one that just came out? It's not the Great Saiyaman event. It was the Clone Fighters, the Android 21 Clone Fighter event. This guy is really good in, like, those AoE type events. He sucks for World Tournament. It's a little weird. But whereas Baby, again, I probably think that Goku might be a bit better than Baby. Baby is much more, like, relevant on the teams he's on. But it's still tough. These Big Bad Bosses characters are in a very difficult situation. I would say that I think that this guy could be pretty good if we would get some sort of, like, overwhelming Baby, right? Like a Dokkan Fest Baby or a new LR Baby or something like that, who is like a god and is able to have a lot of these powerful links of his up. And then, of course, Baby has a giant form. We know right now what terrorizes the game, and the answer is not Fusion Zamasu. I know everyone is running over themselves to cry, oh, boo-hoo, about Fusion Zamasu, but, like, Omega does AoEs too. And every single year, tough fights have AoEs. Fusion Zamasu did not introduce AoEs into the game, right? And it's, oh my god, AoEs, But like these big time bosses, Omega and Fusion Zamasu, both do 500k AoEs, which do define which characters will excel in these very difficult fights and which ones will not. And characters to have a giant transformation, like Baby does, you could do that giant transformation and then cancel super attacks, boss healing, boss AoEs, a lot of different gimmicks and stuff like that that bosses can do. They will waste it during your turn in the Great Ape transformation or Orange Piccolo transformation or Giant Ribrianne, whatever it is. They'll waste that during that. So like you do have to count that value. Certainly we will put that over anything that Spirit Bomb Goku is doing. So like I can buy in with Baby above Spirit Bomb Goku for sure. Next we can go ahead and grab Beerus and Whis. I actually really like Beerus and Whis. I think that with their healing, with their dodging, with their stats, this is actually a fairly effective character. There's a couple of different places you could try and utilize them. They're not the worst ever. I mean, you could easily pull up, I mean, it would be a bit of a goofy team, sure. But, like, you could do some Realm of God shenanigans with Beerus and Whis. Physical Beerus, another, again, the year of great EZAs. Physical Beerus is really good. Angel Zamasu is really good. Right? Like, you could make some sort of, like, combo Realm of Gods team. I mean, you might need some good RNG, but, like, it can work. I do like Beerus and Whis. I don't know that I have too much to talk about them, but I like them. They especially will combo well with Fusion Zamasu. For a lot of these fights, Fusion Zamasu could tank even the big boss supers. After two rotations of him, though, obviously at that point, like, he's gonna have to settle into more of like a slot 2 or 3 roll against, again, big boss super attacks. I mean, it depends on your HP at the start of turn, but characters who can tank the big attacks these days, you guys will know this. The best defensive characters in the game, you know, they'll eat 200k from Omega or Fusion Zamasu, and you go, oh, good shit, right? Oh, 350k, we're looking good. So that's where, like, the healing of Beerus and Whis can be really rather good. And then, remember, they have their guaranteed additional super if HP 70%. That shit is good when you combo the stats plus the HP regen that they've got. I do like this character, man. A lot of EZAs this year are very, very good. So that we got them. Next we have God Goku. Maybe you could slide Beerus and Whis in front of God Goku or what. God Goku, he can be effective. He is definitely a true dodge or die character. Some of God Goku's dodges certainly were nice, you know, in the Power Beyond Super Saiyan runs against Fusion Zamasu, but at the same time, I mean, again, he's a true dodge or die character. But at least this is a guy that you can bring into a lot of these tough fights, right? Like, the AoEs do not just completely destroy him, right? Like, you know, Baby has no, like, if you're not Great Aped, like, Baby is just getting blasted by the AoEs. The good thing is that he is a villain, right? So he'll take less damage, whereas, like, Goku is a super class character, so he'll take more damage. But I do really value at least the ability to handle the AoEs. Does, you know, lean me towards giving a little bit of extra credit to a character like that. Okay, so next we have Ribrianne. Now, when I initially drafted this up, I had Ribrianne at 8, actually, with God Goku and Beerus and Whis above her. But, I don't know. Like, I thought about it, and it's like her giant form really can be procced rather easily. You could do this if there's another Power Wishes category ally, and your HP 66% or less. I mean, there's essentially... she has 2 major teams. I mean, we could run her on Turles' team. That's just not going to work. Like, I guess the Kale's team, that's not going to work. I mean, I guess Rose, Super Saiyan 3 Rose does lead transformation boost, right? But, like, I don't know how much that's going to work. Tournament participants is terrible. 17, 18. Like, if we're talking about these AoE bosses, if a character could be really good against Fusion Zamasu, but then maybe not so good against Omega, that's a character that have, like, you know, really big, like, stats or passives or something like that for the first couple of turns. Like, I don't know, LR Tech Fusion Zamasu certainly can work a little bit better against Fusion Zamasu boss than Omega, but if you're able to get Infinite Zamasu, obviously that's very good, right? But Ribrianne here, like, she is on the team tournament participants with 17 and 18. They can't handle Omega or Fusion Zamasu, right? It's not a case of, oh my god, Fusion Zamasu, crying, he does so much damage, he's so unfair. It's like, even Omega is destroying them because they just get everything when they attack, right? Like, bring up Android 21. No matter how you feel about her, by the time you get to in Omega, 21 is transformed. She's fine against in Omega's AoEs. Whereas, you know, like this character, they get destroyed at any point by the AoEs. But it's the giant transformation. Like, you do, you know, I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people say you can't grade these characters factoring in that they cancel boss supers. Yes, you can. You sure can. As until they come out and say it's a glitch, it's an issue, we're fixing it. It's a feature, not a glitch, not an issue. I do not think it's going to be changed. I think it's just simply a matter of the you know, when you do one of these giant transformations, it doesn't technically take a turn, so the boss is doing their abilities during that turn still, but it just happens to be during when the giant transformation is out. It would be, I think, a terrible change if they would get rid of that. So, I mean, characters like Piccolo Jr., Baby, Ribrianne, any of these, Orange Piccolo, like, if these characters have it, you have to respect it. You have to respect it. Like, if we just go by their kit, this character would drop several spots. But, I mean, once you start talking about this giant form, you know, it's like you can do a lot with these giant forms, man. Like, this wins you the fight. Like, this is a fight-winning ability, powerful giant transformation, which Ribrianne has. So, as much as I think her kit is terrible. This is a summonable. This is horrible. I have no idea what the hell they were thinking. This is terrible on a summonable LR that just can't. Dude, she's not even on global. It's ridiculous. But you gotta respect the giant form. You gotta, have to. Next is Super Boo. Super Boo is a character that I really have not liked a lot. I feel like people have really been on me that I'm a little too hard on Super Boo. Perhaps so, because, you know, we look at Ribrianne and, like, you know, Omega and Fusion Zamasu just obliterate her. Boo at least could be guarding. I mean, he's guaranteed guarding its Fusion Zamasu. Yeah, I really despise this. This is like just horrible design, a slap in the face, pointless. Like, this character, Boo does not become number one on this list if that's a 100% Chance the Guard. He just becomes a more fun character, that's all. Chance the Guard should die. If they want to give us an indication that it's up or not to allow us to better strategize during the turn, sure. But until they do that, this shit needs to go straight to hell and never come back. This is terrible. There's no, like, character with a Chance to Guard. I mean, some characters have a Chance to Guard, but then they'll have a way to get it guaranteed. That's fine. I mean, I guess Super Boo is like this, but it's enemy specific. I would much more rather it would be like, you know, maybe based on characters you have specific or something like that. Like, if Super Boo was guaranteed guard, if you have a transformation boost ally on the rotation, bam, that's all it takes. I think that's fair. Perfect, right? Because that would cover all the Majin Boos, that would cover Android 21, right? Like, that would work out well. That would, you know, cover a character like Baby, right? Would be transformation boost, and he'd be able to have legendary power, metamorphosis with him, stuff like that. But I'll give Boo a little bit of credit. Because you can effectively run him on Android 21's team, and Boo can, I mean, sometimes he just will sell ass against these big bosses, but, I mean, if you are really being fair, which character doesn't? Every character can be obliterated. Name your favorite. Piccolo Jr., God Goku, 23rd World Tournament Goku, LR Vegito Blue. I've had LR Vegito Blue's been killed by one of these big bosses for me. Transformed LR Vegito Blue. Like, no character is just 100% safe at 100% of the time. LR Bulma, my darling, my beloved, the queen of Dokkan, can get just absolutely thrashed by these big bosses. So, I certainly will give Super Boo a little bit more respect. One thing is, he does have this God active skill. I really wish I could see this more often, because this shit is strong as hell. He has a great active skill. These active skill attack breaks, I think, are just so good. I love those so much. All right, next we have Goku Black. Don't really need to spend too much time talking about Int Goku Black. I mean, that boy is just strong, right? That boy is just tough. He just does a lot of damage. Raw defense typically gets to, like, a decent level. Oh, by the way, he does have one of these giant transformations, his Rage Mode. Maybe his is a little bit harder to hit than some other characters. Against Omega, I mean, I would say that this is something you could definitely see pretty easily. Maybe not so much against Fusion Zamasu. Turn 6 is right when you'd be wrapping the fight up, if it's not done already, with how much damage some of these villain characters can do, like Piccolo Jr., Fusion Zamasu. This guy would all be in the same team, just destroying boss HP, right? But he's good. Again, we don't need to spend a ton of time talking about him. He's just a nice, sturdy, strong character. That's that, right? That kind of explains it well, I think. All right, next we can go to LR Golden Frieza. I do like Golden Frieza. As Dokkan pushed... So this is a great example of a character. This guy is great against Fusion Zamasu, but I'm not the biggest fan of running him against Omega. You could easily make it work. He could do well potentially against the AoEs, but I mean, this is usually a guy that I will shy away from bringing into Omega. I mean, sometimes running like the shitty cooler team or something like that in Omega for some reason, like, yeah, I'll bring him, but like I don't really go super crazy running Golden Frieza in there. But I'm just looking for these characters. Well, I mean, Frieza's a Summable LR from last year. More so what I'm going to say is I'm looking for characters to at least be able to dominate one of the two fights, Omega or Fusion Zamasu. But I would apply that to new summonable characters. I mean, Golden Frieza's from a year. This is just a great release. We all knew. Like, he was ridiculous. Like, it was obvious this is ridiculous. He's so good. I still think he's effective. This is a character who will never age. I mean, that 90% damage reduction, like 90%, I guess eventually, in years from now, maybe the bosses will be hitting so hard turn one that they'll be able to crack this guy. But, I mean, this guy is, like, he's always going to be good, that turn one, for at least for probably years still to come. Turn one, he's good. If it's a Super Battle Road fight, like, this guy's going to be good. Like, he's just great design. Love it. All right, so we have him. Now we get to the androids. I'm just, like, blown away. Like, it's like, looking at their details, I was like, yeah, they look pretty good. The androids are supporting, they're dodging. That's what we like to see. 16, I mean, very obviously he's just going to put up monster stats, but I don't know. These guys hit way harder than I was expecting them to. I mean, they could do a 10, a 12, right, into another 7. I mean, that's a lot of damage for a character that is giving 2-key 50% support, and then they're also dodging? Like, it's nuts. Like, this character is very good. I love making a support character this powerful, this good, just leads to more fun. Because we can bring a ridiculous powerful support who can help meld the team together, make the team function a little bit more effectively. But then this is also, like, the strongest character on the team. On Android 21's team, I mean, unless we're bringing Bulma on the team, like 16, 17, 18, like, they're the best unit on the team. I would go a step further. I think 16, 17, 18, I mean, I might have them as, like, the 5th or 6th best unit in the game. Like, if I would just do, like, a top 6 units in the game right now, would I go Orange Piccolo, Bulma, Future Gohan, GT Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Limit Breaker Vegito, and then do I go 16, 17, 18 after Vegito? Maybe. I'd want to think about it a little bit more. I don't typically do, like, once you start, like, it gets very tough. Like, once you start mixing, like, TURs and EZA characters and LRs and stuff all together, like, it becomes a mess. It really does. I like to kind of just, like, organize them a little bit more to have them, ranked against the contemporaries. The Yellow Coin LRs against Yellow Coin LRs. TURs against TURs. But, I feel like they're, like, potentially a top 10 unit in the game. Like, seriously, man. I think 16, 17, 18 are very good. Now, I am, like... Should I just... I'm tempted to put them... To make it like this. Do I? Because 16 just does so much damage. I feel like I should do this, right? Oh, man, I think so. Yeah. I don't know that I could separate them by a full column. It's much better not to go super crazy and be like, Bulma's like 50 tiers ahead. I think it's just better to probably, I would probably do it like this. I think Bulma is comfortably better. I do, but, like, they're good. They're really good. Yeah, we'll go with this. I think I do feel better with them on that same tier with Bulma than a tier below. Because some of the good things they're doing, they're both doing. The support, I mean, Bulma's support is obviously multiple turns. I mean, Bulma doesn't have dodge in her kit, but those of us, who know how to correctly build our characters, I mean, for me, throw up any of my videos, and you'll be witnessing UI Bulma, who dodges every super attack every single video. So, like, obviously that will color my opinion towards her a little bit more. But, yeah, I think that this looks good. Is there anything I feel we need to change here? No. Again, I really should add Broly, Chila, and Lemo. I didn't even realize I didn't even have their picture in here, which I don't. I mean, you could... I don't know. Like, I think you could talk me into putting Broly, Chila, and Lemo maybe as high as 4, dude. I don't know about above Golden Frieza, but like I don't want to rank them, but like you could probably get as high as 4 with them. Again, they're a unique character. They're a little different. I do wonder if there are certain characters I think they're going to be very, very kind of like mean to their EZAs. Just look at LR, Kale, and Caulifla, who I think suck. Every one of these I drop, people still talk about them. Dude, they suck. LR, Kale, and Caulifla. They're so bad after their EZA. Dokkan wanted no part of them again, right? Like, Tech Gohan, dude, he's gonna get, like, guaranteed additional if the entire rotation is, like, Goku family or some shit. Like, that's gonna be, like, what his EZA is. Like, they're not... When these characters dominate for this long, I don't... If it's a super popular, like, fusion or something like that, I think, yeah, like, they're like, yeah, whatever. Like, just make them super good again, right? Like, the 5th anniversary fusions. But if it's something, like kind of like bizarre, like Kale and Caulifla, I feel like they're just gonna make them terrible. We'll see. Yeah, I feel good with this. Rib Rianne as a character too. I feel like I'd like to drop her down, but dude, you gotta kiss the ring of those giant forms, man. You have to. So, all right, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.